Welcome back to Feed the Beast, where we share the secrets of commercial cooking and hopefully inspire you to try some of these dishes at home. Today, we're simplifying seafood. Everybody, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna simplify seafood, so everyone calm down. One thing that I really saw in restaurants was how hard this was to replicate. You had a lot of training involved, you had a lot of skill that was needed for that, and you need people to show up every day. That on top of it, it tends to be a high price item. So I intentionally picked things that were always screwed up when I was running kitchens. And that's how we're gonna talk about how the CTX solves a lot of those labor and consistency issues you have to have zero intimidation for serving some of the finer foods in life. Let's talk about what's on the table. Over here, my first and favorite thing to screw up was a cedar plank salmon. Next, we're gonna talk about a few things that were generally hard to put together because they took up not only saute space, but they also took up some of my most skilled labor. My clams and chorizo with simple butter is gonna roast in a pan one time through. That high intensity heat's gonna allow it to develop, release the liquor that's in the clams, and without having the staging of building it, this is now a prep, drop, and pick up item. Same thing with the mussels. Quite often burned, undercooked, or the fear of mussels we all know is they get everybody sick if they're not done right. We want to take that value out of the equation and let you focus on the creativity and deliverability of your dishes every time. We have a really nice marinated ahi tuna steak. Quite often we would try and do these to temperature, and that was a nightmare with the skilled labor out there. Right here, you can use the vessel, specifically a nice alloy French pan, to deliver that hard sear and still leave it at a very medium rare or to the preference that you desire. And my favorite side item that would continuously get burned, undercooked, or basically returned was crab cakes. Too much value, too much cost goes into a signature item like that for it not to be replicated perfectly every time. In this case scenario, we're not gonna rely on somebody keeping their eye on a broiler, but we're gonna use that cast iron pan for a really nice sear and be able to ride it through once and done. Another protein that shines on the table that was really hard to replicate was a simple barbecue style shrimp. Seasoned shell-on shrimp with fresh lemon, a little bit of butter and some white wine. Should be a rock star dish, but it was quite often not properly cooked. Again, in this scenario, we're gonna drop it and pick it up and really make that a branded piece of what we're gonna do today. With all of this stuff prepped and ready to go, nothing left to do but feed the beast. Oh, I'm sorry. Just kidding. This thing is cool to the touch. I'm not intimidated by that high open flame network anymore. It's really something important to take into consideration that employees like to be around this equipment. It's quiet, it's cool to the touch, it's smart, and it does their job every time perfectly. Let the talent focus on the consistency in the conveyor system, and that's gonna be a big win for you on the way out the door. Another level of intimidation peeled away from the traditional lineup of cooking and still being able to recreate your branding consistently each and every time. But moving forward, technology has its advantages to working with automation. When we take the intimidation out of something like seafood or center of the plate menu, your operators are gonna be able to worry about the product itself, not the way that it's gonna come out. Deliver the best product you can each and every time with the CTX and its automated system. For more information or more videos, visit us at middlebymarshall.com/feedthebeast. And I'll see you next time.